usually put stuff in my pocket.
Where are we, fella?
On Air Force Base.
Air Force Base?
Yeah.
Wright Patterson Air Force Base?
Yeah.
Oh, look at this.
The flying saucer.
The Aurora car. Flying saucer.
Apparently
US
the
Army.
aliens are attacking. Why
Yeah.
don't they use this in battle?
Well, I don't know why they would, fella. Looks like it'd be a big target. Probably wouldn't go very fast. This is the special presidential suite. This has got all the different presidential planes they've used over the years. And we've been in a number of them, and I didn't get them. I got pictures, but I didn't get them on video. So we'll try get some more on video. Look at that thing. Look at that little things for people in their heads, cockpit. That'd be interesting.
Now look at that car.
Oh yeah, that's an old car there.
Is that a cannon or something?
Bendix, no. Portable lightweight search radar developed. So they'd take that thing, drop it somewhere with those generators, be able to get radar. I don't know what it probably says on there.
Oh, I think it's like a
Aircraft starter truck. Oh.
It's gas.
Difficulty and danger involves starting the engine by swinging a prop, increased dramatically. So they use this thing to swing it to start it. Let's see what this one is. Aero Commander. What's this thing?
That's pretty good, CD.
Air Force version Aero Commander, used by President Dwight D. Eisenhower for short trips. It was the smallest Air Force One, the first presidential aircraft to have only 2 engines. After President Eisenhower left office, the aircraft was used in transporting high-ranking government officials. In 1969, it was transferred to the Air Force Academy's skydiving team. Then it was sent in 77 to the Nebraska Civil Air Patrol and obtained by the museum from a private owner in 1996, and then it was put on display here. So for some time, this was used as Air Force One. This is the Independence. We went on this one. That's the one we came out of, I think, so I'll have to go back into that one. But that was used by, like, probably Eisenhower and World War II era. Whoa, look at that little... What is that thing?
Those engines on the wings, I think.
What on earth?
Is this thing...
Totally got little jets on the
What does
wings.
this thing do?
The Jet Jeep,
What does it
American
do?
Helicopter Company. After request of the 1951 U.S. Air Force engine developed a one-man pulse-driven jet helicopter for observation. These, fellas, come on, man. No, it's not. Obviously not. Look, just feel it. Look at that. Anyway,
What does it do?
it's a helicopter. Flies up.
Doesn't look like much of a defense system.
No, it's not for defense.
What's it for? Just transportation. Moving.
Yeah, they didn't really produce them. This was something they tried, and it
Failed.
made so much noise. They couldn't.
Because look at these things.
American Helicopter chose the name Jet Jeep because the XH-26 would be used like a Jeep in the air, and it could be used about the same fuel as a Jeep. When collapsed, it's 5 by 5 by 14 container fit on a trailer towed by 1/4 ton Jeep. If stripped for air dropped, the Jet Jeep weighed less than 300 pounds. It could be assembled by a 2-man in just 20 minutes. They evaluated 5 prototypes, and it proved to be a rugged aircraft, but it produced so much noise the Air Force found it unsuitable. Kind of cool though. Look at this thing. Pretty nice. Alright, let's see which one. Is there anyone we haven't been into? I gotta use the video. Should we go take the video through the big one? I haven't been through the big one. Look at the big one, see? This is the newest one.
Let's do this one first and then
This is
that
the
one.
newest one. I gotta do this one because this was President Kennedy's plane. This is actually a fair amount of history about this plane right here inside the plane. I'm gonna do this one again. This was Air Force One when President Kennedy was president. And inside this plane, there are several areas of historic note. Inside this plane, there's an area in here where I think it's the Vice President, Lyndon Johnson, was sworn in as president after Kennedy had been assassinated. And also, this plane was used plane was used to carry President Kennedy after he had been shot back from Dallas. And there's an area in the plane that shows where they removed some seats. They didn't want to put them in the cargo bay, so they actually removed some seats and put President Kennedy on in the regular area. So this is entering the plane. This is the cockpit of the Air Force One. You probably can't see, the light's not real good in there. Not a lot, just boy, lots of stuff, lots of buttons.
And then they got even like 3,000 times.
They call it the SAM 26,000.
And we got the same amount of buttons over here and a communication thing.
This communication facility enabled the president and other officials to be in contact with Washington, D.C. or any other part of the world. Of course, back then, this was just top of the line, unbelievable technology. And of course, now it seems fairly simple, but back then, people would have been like, "Whoa, I can't believe they could do this in a plane."
That would be overwhelming. One wrong button, the whole plane's.
No. This is just all communications. But up there, that's true.
Yeah, one wrong button up there, one wrong button up here.
Do you know where the presidential suite is?
Well, in this one, I think it's this first one.
This one?
No, this is just this in here. It just takes some seats. Now this is interesting walking around in here. By the way, just of note, it's very narrow. I can't walk. I have to turn my shoulders to walk down there.
Hey, Dad,
Say it's as narrow as 17 inches. So
I can walk
this first one, fella, probably this first one.
this?
right here.
Yeah. Present configuration. White House phones provided communications. I'm going to try and read this because you can't see it. Within the aircraft, the president used the beige phone to call anywhere in the world. See that beige phone in there?
This beige phone, beige,
Yeah.
beige.
Anywhere in the world while on flight. President Kennedy's conference room and stateroom were just ahead of the president galley and front rows of seats. So this is where it was. And then President Nixon used this plane. President Nixon's redesign in 1969 included moving the presidential quarters to this area just forward of the wings. This is the quietest and most stable section of the aircraft. The rear-facing seats ordered by President Johnson were changed to face forward.
So yeah, this is really cool. Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, I got a little couch
They
in
got
there.
their own TV.
Yeah.
They got a bathroom. They got some cool lights.
Yeah.
Hey, Dad, was this black and white time?
Yeah, just black and white going into colors, right? Yep.
Like only the high class people will
This
get
is
colors?
Yeah.
where like
This is
Like
where other
senates.
dignitaries, senators or national security advisor, who
Yeah.
else might sit up there?
the president,
President, vice president, who else?
for
What are
meeting.
those little small...
Secretary of
Dad,
State.
what are those small little patches up there? That little opening boxes?
Oh, those are for like air, you know, in the airplane.
Oh yeah, those are the little things that house the little
Yeah.
things that blow air
With
on
like
you.
lights and blow.
And the lights, yeah, and this again, this narrow, this thing right here, I'll try to put my hand up. I don't know if you can see my hand. My hand and my pinky going out here, and then my hand and my pinky going out almost touch. So I can
do
Jensen,
this.
Jensen can fit through there, but I can't. I've got to turn totally sideways to get through here. This is narrow with these plexiglass pieces. Anyway, neat. Let's see. This is present configuration. This area was used for the president's staff. President Kennedy's conference room was in this area. After the death of President Kennedy, Vice President Johnson was sworn in by the president, sworn in as president in this area. And there is a photo on here. I don't know if you can see it.
Hey, Dad, just this,
It's a photo
just
of
this hallway might be easier for you.
Vice President Johnson being sworn in with Miss Kennedy standing right next to him. He was sworn in right in this area, in this plane, in this actual plane. A lot of history there. Former Presidents Nixon, Ford, and Carter, and Secretary of State Henry Kissinger occupied this area of their flight to attend the funeral of Egyptian President Anwar Sadat in October of 1981.
Hey,
So
Dad.
again, this is me. I'm trying to get a video of me trying to go through here. I'm sure if I go sideways, then I can't really fit. So I gotta
Hey, Dad.
turn. Yeah, fella.
Was he you might be easier for this part. It might be easier for this part. But was he assassinated on this plane?
No, he was assassinated in Dallas. Fell in a motorcade. This area was used for distinguished guests accompanying the president, members of Congress, or secretaries of various departments. Kennedy's stateroom was located here. So that room up there used to be back here.
Wow.
And then it was moved. They changed the configuration.
Yeah, this might be easier for you to walk in right here.
Yeah, it opens up a little bit right here.
And then it closes again.
Okay, this area was used by Air Force security personnel on presidential trips to safeguard the aircraft while on the ground.
I'm not sure if you people can see it, but
Yeah,
if you
it's hard to
turn
see, but this is- so his security people would sit there. And then let's see, there's a oop, yeah, it gets narrow
I have a
again.
question. Why is it called the Secret Service if it isn't secret?
Yeah, that's a good question.
then this
Paul.
is the galley or the
The
kitchen.
galley?
The galley
This
or
is
the
the
kitchen.
Secret Service speaking.
Where they
We
cook
are
everything. They
not
gotta.
secret.
Got
And
Yeah.
the hot
what?
plates there. They
So
got a
must
little
change
oven
our name to
down
the
there.
Secret.
And the other one, they have like a full refrigerator.
Yeah, let's look at this here.
And
real
they
quick,
got some
fella.
other stuff.
This is interesting. You have to
Yeah, I
scoot
think
back.
I think they can see
Scoot
that.
back. Can you see that? Can you see that photo there?
Yeah.
Scoot back a little bit. It says here, the air crew did not want to bring the fallen president's casket back to Washington, D.C. in the cargo hold. This is President Kennedy they were talking about. So the wall shown in the photo was cut and removed. Notice saw cut in the existing wall. So there's a saw cut in this wall here. 2 rows of seats were removed. Probably these 2 rows of seats were removed here in the aft cabin. And President Kennedy's casket was placed here. Mrs. Kennedy sat in a seat opposite the casket, where part of the galley is today. So up there, here, up here, this is part of the galley. There used to be some seats over there, and that's where Mrs. Kennedy sat when her husband was being brought back. That is.
This is some bathrooms, some phones.
It shows the repaired saw cut. Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
Saw that out. Yeah, isn't that something?
Yeah.
Good piece of history. Thanks, fella. Good job. All right, so are we gonna do? You want to go over the R&D section? I don't know. Special planes. These are the only ones you can go in, though. I don't think we can go in any of the special planes.
Yeah. He said we
Alright.
can't go in any of these.
Can't go in any of the special planes. So here's
Are you still recording?
some of the other. Yeah, here's some of the other ones. Just get careful of those cups in there. I wanted to see some of the Pratt & Whitney engines. That's remarkable. That the
Oh yeah, and then this plane.
60s, 70s one over there. That's really remarkable with the history behind that too.
This one is the one where it has like a whole refrigerator. Can we go in it?
Oh yeah, let's go around to the entrance though.
This one? Oh,
No, that's the exit. So this one is a prop plane, obviously. So this is this I think is pre World War II, right around World War II.
Dad, can we go just?
Yeah, we're going over to R&D here in just a second. Just wanted to go through this one. Oh, look at this, cool. This is the inside of the.
I need to sit down.
Okay, well, you take a seat, pal. So that's the well where the wheel goes up into.
And then that one you can only go in like 2 feet.
Yeah, but that's pretty cool. Check that one out. I wanted to get this one.
Hey Dad, can I hold the video recorder?
Oh, sure. Okay. Here's Jensen taking over videoing, and I'll do some talking.
1 second here.
Okay, this is a Douglas C-54 Skymaster called the Sacred Cow. The Sacred Cow was built in 1944 for use by President Roosevelt. It's a Douglas C-54 Skymaster with extensive interior modifications. One special feature is an elevator behind the passenger cabin. See that elevator over there? You see that? So it allowed him to get in his wheelchair in and out of the aircraft. The name Sacred Cow was bestowed on the aircraft by ground service personnel. Because of strict wartime security, the aircraft was considered a restricted area. Those who were not allowed on and near the plane began to refer to it as the Sacred Cow. Service history. It looks like it was used until Roosevelt's death in 1945. In 1947, President Truman signed the National Security Act, while aboard the Sacred Cow. This established the Air Force as an independent service, making Sacred Cow the birthplace of the U.S. Air Force. It was
That's
later
cool.
assigned transport duties, eventually retired in 1961.
They have a lot of big history
So let's go
planes.
through it real quick.
Yeah, this plane is. All these planes are really cool.
Douglas C-54.
As you can see, they have huge engines.
Yeah, big engines. You got a duck, but get in here, man.
Yeah, look at this. This is like probably about 3.5 feet. I mean, I barely fit in here. I have to.
All right, look at that.
Yeah.
Look at out of the front there.
But I
Isn't
don't
that
think I've been
something?
in this.
This is the first one we went through. So this was done in 1944. So here we got the
There we
galley.
go.
Galley over here. And then we got some sleeping quarters there.
Sleeping.
Yeah.
Then we got the galley. That's the refrigerator I was talking about.
Oh, we can meet. I'll meet you down there.
Then we got
In a
that.
second.
We got some stoves.
okay?
Toaster.
Never mind.
Some cool.
Yeah, I don't want you messing around here.
And we got these. What are these, Dad?
This it looks like it was storage areas
Yeah.
for their luggage and
Same thing on both sides.
stuff.
And we got some more luggage areas.
And then here we have looks like area for eating and sleeping over on this
Eating,
side.
sitting, some sleeping. I know it's hard to see, but
And then this would be the
if you can on your
Mhm.
computers or whatever you've seen this on, turn the brightness up.
yeah. And then this is the area where wow, President had his own little office right here, and looks like a little phone back there, and his desk and everything, so he'd be able to do his
Cool work.
business there. And
If you can see outside the window, we got the other
and then
plane
you
over
can see
there.
what they- And then this is interesting right here. Look at this. So you can see down there that there's the elevator, and then so the elevator would come up. Yep. Zoom back in. Yeah, there you go. The elevator would come up to here, and then they could wheel him straight into his office right in there. And then you had, of course, some sleeping quarters. He was paralyzed. He had use of his arms. He didn't have use of his legs.
Which president was he?
He was
You can read that. That says some
Roosevelt.
really cool stuff. We'll try to hold it long enough.
This
for
elevator
you to
enabled
read.
Franklin Roosevelt to enter his aircraft easily. The victim of polio, unable to walk, the President Roosevelt remained in his wheelchair and lifted in the airplane comfortably rather than being carried up the stairs.
That I think is really cool.
That's really neat piece of history there.
Just gonna zoom out
Alright.
a little bit.
Come on.
So it might be a little too fast for you. So yeah. We are going to now go to the place where you can't go in, but there's a lot more newer planes. Wait, are we going in another one?
It's just the one you could just step into.
Oh yeah, now we're gonna go into one that was right next to it, the jet, but you can barely walk in. I mean, my dad could just step in and that's enough room. I mean, I'd like to walk through it, but to me, if they blocked it off, it'd be way too skinny.
Let's just kind of do an outside while I'm talking. So look at the outside. This C-140 is a military version of Lockheed Model 1329 light jet transport. The prototype Jumpstar was first flown in 1957. Only 241 days after its completion, production began in 1960. Although the majority were developed for civilian markets, the U.S. Air Force bought 16.
Yeah, watch this.
6 of them flown government and White House airlift missions by the 89th Military Aircraft Wing at Andrews Air
If
Force
you can
Base.
see me right there.
The VC-140 on display carried Presidents Nixon, Ford, Carter, and Reagan a number of times, although it was not
There's the
primarily
picture of the
presidential
jet.
aircraft. Whenever the president was aboard, it
Some
was
other
flew under
cool
radio
stuff.
call sign Air Force One.
We got
26 years of service ended in
this
1987.
cool thing over there. I'm not sure if you can hear my dad, but yeah. This is a one at a time plane. When it's like this, I will show you. And yeah. So I'm going to get in right after my dad. After video. So yeah. It is
Not much of a
very
seating.
small, but it
You can't see in the back where they probably had to.
yeah, you might not be able to see in the back, but I might be able to get it. Here's the cockpit. You can see all that cool, high-tech, awesome stuff. Then we got some storage, some phones, and if you can't see, try to get way back there. It's probably a bathroom or something. As you can see, quite a bit of seats. Well, no, not really. Probably about 12, 13 seats. And then you got some storage. It's not very tall, as you can see. And then we just got over here. Then here's the outside of the top of it. Okay. Now we are going to the planes where we can just see them, and they were more now planes.
The R&D section, the private R&D section. All right, we're gonna head over that way.